Environment-based exercises. Tree study. If you are learning how to draw landscapes or nature in general, then drawing trees will be an indispensable skill. Trees have a special place in the study of drawing. We find different types of trees, leaves and flowers in the nature. Before drawing trees, their shapes and structures should be studied minutely. Students should carefully observe the structure of the trunks, folds of their branches, their different shapes and texture, etc. Trees, pen and ink. Drawing an object by different mediums may be a great fun. The whole view of the tree has been created in this drawing with the help of pen and ink. For showing depth, the use of line and dots texture can be made. Draw the basic shapes of stem and branches. For three-dimensional effect, apply lots of dots with ink pen. The thin zigzag lines has been used to bring out the depth of the picture. Now, draw and create the tree with line and dots. Tree, watercolor. Before we draw landscapes, we should practice to draw tree. Since watercolors are transparent, these can be easily put on each other and still the effect of the earlier color will be visible. There are different sizes and shapes of trees with different colors in nature. Light tones of colors have been used after completing the drawing of the tree. However, prominence has been given to different shades of green color. Light yellow and scarlet with touch of sap green. For depth three-dimensional effect, apply middle tones of green color by using wet in wet method. To give a final touch to the picture, dark tones of colors have been used. Note: students are advised to draw the picture of tree directly with watercolor. Use cartridge paper attached with the book. Sadabahar flower, watercolor. While painting the flower, the quality of floral shape must be understood. As the petals are too soft, so the brush strokes are specifically to be light. Hard strokes are not at all favorable. Light tones of color have been used after completing the drawing of flower. For creating depth, apply middle tones of color by using wet in wet method. To give a final touch to the picture, dark tones of colors have been used. Now, draw and color the picture of flower with watercolor using the technique explained above. Sunflower. Flowers have always been considered symbols of beauty, and as such, they always attracted the attention of artists. For true picturization of a flower, one should be well aware of its shape, color and movement. Apply light tones of diluted watercolor with round brush. Now, keeping in mind the light and shade of the picture, use middle tones of the colors. Whiteness of the paper can be left to maintain highlights. Study the sunflower and color it step by step as per instructions given below. To give final depth to the picture, apply dark tones of colors. Poster white can be used selectively to bring more highlight to the picture. Note: students are advised to draw the picture of sunflower with the help of HB pencil and color it with different shades of watercolor. Use cartridge paper attached with the book. Hibiscus flower. Flowers have become one of the central and most beloved themes for drawing and painting. For true picturization of a flower, one should observe different types of flowers, structure of their petals and buds, branches of the plants and the joints of branches minutely. Apply light tones of diluted watercolor with round brush. Now, keeping in mind the light and shade of the picture, use middle tones of the colors. Whiteness of the paper can be left to maintain highlights. Study the flower of hibiscus and color it step by step as per instructions given below. To give final depth to the picture, apply dark tones of colors. Poster white can be used selectively to bring more highlight to the picture. Note: students are advised to draw the picture of sunflower with the help of HB pencil and color it with different shades of watercolor. Use cartridge paper attached with the book. Landscape. When we see any object from near, we come across many details in it. While seeing it from distance, these details are less visible. Making a landscape, special care is taken. Three-dimensional effect is seen in it. In addition, we must have knowledge of perspective. Landscape. Poster color. This seascape has been drawn on yellow pastel paper with poster colors. It is always better to use paper background on the basis of the subject. Note: students are advised to choose the subject of their own choice and draw the picture on a pastel sheet with pencil. The pastel sheets of different colors are attached with the book. Landscape. Ink pen with wash. Landscape are undoubtedly one of the most popular subject for painting. This is hardly a painting that is about what we see and perceive from our surroundings. Draw any picture with waterproof ink and pen. Use diluted black poster colors according to the subject. Darken the diluted colors step by step. Trace and complete the picture of the landscape by drawing its missing parts with the help of the waterproof ink. Color the landscape with diluted black poster color to create half-tone effect. Landscape. Charcoal pencil. This landscape has been drawn on cartridge paper with charcoal pencil. As you work, you will soon get used to the feel of charcoal and enjoy the way it glides softly over the paper. Do not worry about detail and tight outlines. Just start by loosely mapping in the areas that will contain the darkest shading, the bushes and the foliage of the tree. Do this by using the side of the sharpened end of the pencil. Note: charcoal is a soft medium, and if you press too hard you will end up with a lot of loose dust on the surface of the paper. So, hold the charcoal pencil lightly. Landscape. Watercolor. Watercolor is a favorite with landscape artists throughout the world. It is highly expressive and versatile medium, perfect for capturing the subtle and overchanging effects of light on the landscape, the movement of clouds, water or leaves. Apply light tones of colors, after completing the sketch with pencil. Now apply middle tones of colors by wet in wet method while applying colors. You must keep light and shade in mind. Leave paper whiteness for highlights. In the final stage, dark tones mixed with black should again be applied for depth. Color the landscape with watercolors. Birds. Anatomy and construction. To start with, I am going to talk about the general shape of a bird, and how the various part of its body work. You all know that a bird comes from an egg, and consequently a baby bird is shaped rather like an egg too. Indeed, the bird's body retains this egg-like form even in adult bird. Wings, feathers and flight. The wing of a bird is just like the arm as regards its bony structure, the main difference occurring at the hand, which in birds has become one large and elongated finger. Over these bones the wing muscles and feathers are placed in such a way as to form that is known as camber of a bird's wing. The feathers are grouped in clearly defined masses. Into the long finger or hand of the bird are fitted the first flight feathers or primaries, usually 10 in number. From the forearm grow the secondary flight feathers, usually about 12 or 14 in number. You will see in the drawing of a feather that the quill or central rib is not in the middle. This is because this particular feather is a flight feather and it is only the flight feather which have the quill in this position. Notice the perfect streamlined appearance of the whole bird. Of quite a different order are the birds which live in woods and enclosed country. They have little short rounded wings to enable them to fly through close cover with case. Some, like the blackbird, have long tails to enable them to make rapid turns whilst flying at speed. Beaks. Look at the various types of beaks of birds. These differences in shape are governed by the way they find and eat their food. Some are like hooks, the eagles and hawks who use their beaks to tear and rend their food. Some are long and dagger-shaped like the herons who spear fish and eels on it. Different again are the long probe-like beaks of some of the waders. These they use to probe the soft mud of the estuaries where they search for their food. A duck possesses a very special sort of beak. These are just a few of the various types. There are many more. Feet. The scale of bird's foot are most beautiful patterned, being arranged in very decorative way. The first toe, which corresponds to our thumbs, is at the back, the second on the inside and has 2 bones, the third is in the middle and has 3 joints, the fourth on outside has 4 joints. His arrangement is the rule in practically every sort of bird. Opposite are various types of feet. The birds which perch, you will notice, have a long thumb or hind toe in order to grasp the bough. These birds hop on the ground. They have their toes in pairs, 2 in front and 2 behind. The cuckoo can transfer its second toe to the back or front as it pleases. Animals drawing. The simplified skeleton. It is not necessary for the students to learn minute details of the entire skeletal system. Nor can he bypass the subject altogether and still hope to draw animals. Somewhere in between there is knowledge enough to do a good job. The simplified skeleton at the right has the barest essentials. It is a generalized sketch of no particular animal. The student should learn at least the minimum number of bones name given on right-hand side. There are 4 sets of show bones in the torso that are positive requirements. The shoulder blade or scapula, the hip bone or pelvis, the rib cage, and the backbone or vertebrae. In comparing these skeletons, take note that the scapula or shoulder blade is more or less triangular in shape. The front leg or arm bone, humerus, is attached to the lower part of the scapula. Note: draw these pictures on a drawing sheet attached with the book. Animal drawing. Chimpanzee. Seek to portray the proper fur covering with your ink pen. In drawing monkeys, pay special attention to their seeming necklaceness, usually attended by rounded shoulders, the comparative lengths of their arms and legs and their general body elasticity. Start the picture adding lines by sparse hatching. For depth, adding some more lines by dense hatching technique. Complete the above picture of chimpanzee with ink pen by hatching technique. The lion, watercolor. It is not an easy work to draw pictures of animals with brush and color. For this, you will have to practice of making strokes with thin pointed brush. In order to make pictures of animals, the shape and structure of their bodies can be easily understood on the basic geometrical shapes. Color the picture after pencil drawing. Apply light tones of color using wet in wet method. For giving final touches to the picture, Apply dark tones of the colors time and again, till you achieve the desired results. You may use poster white for highlights. Now, take a sharpened pencil. Draw the detailed drawing of lion on the help line given below. Paint the picture with watercolors. Using the above technique, draw and color as many animals as you can for practice.